And welcome back, students. As we continue our discussion of loops, last time we kind of looked at how to increment loops and we looked at how to decrement loops. But now let's go ahead and look at two other things regarding loops. The first of which is known as an infinite loop. So an infinite loop is a loop that just runs forever. So I'm going to change this from while num is less than 5 to just while true. And notice that there's a capital T there. What this means is that this loop is always going to run, which means there's no condition for it to leave. So once it gets into this loop, unless I write some code that tells the code to stop, it's just going to keep running. So this is going to add 1 to num pretty much until the computer runs out of memory. It's never going to reach this print num right here. So in order to get this program to exit, I have to have what is called a break statement. So I'm going to say if, for example, let's just have it when num is 5. So when num is 5, we can just go ahead in here and add break. Break will then exit this loop. And so this is the same as saying like while num is less than 5. It'll do the same exact thing, however, it's just another way of doing this. So this, of course, gives us 5. Now where this might be advantageous is, for example, let's say instead of doing a numeric value, let's say I have an input. So I'm just going to go ahead and change right down here. Let's do a print. And then input, let's see, we will call it about line equals input. And we're going to have to say, please enter a word, exit, will close the program. Okay. Then we do our while true. And then we simply are going to have it spit out something. So for example, if line equals exit, break, else, we could have it just spit something else out, or I don't even have to necessarily do an else. I could just have print you typed line. All right, run our code. All right, please enter word. The word exit will close the program. So I'm going to type hello. And you notice that it just keeps going hello, hello, hello because of how we have structured our program right now. All right, because at no point do I get, for example, new input. So let's just kill this program here and add right here, instead of a print, you type this. We're going to add another line in here that says line equals input. Okay. So if we rerun this, hello, you typed hello. Let's say bye, you type bye. We typed exit with a capital E. You notice it does not close the program. But if I type exit with a lowercase e, the program has terminated. All right. And of course, we can change this to a different word if we want. We can make it like, for example, shut down. And if we run the program that way, and we type shut down, the program will also terminate that way as well. All right. So in here in this program, we now have seen pretty much how a infinite loop can work. So that is, of course, one of the major advantages of using that, particularly since this true is pretty much a Boolean state. Now, of course, you can also technically do like while false. You can make a Boolean that's outside of the loop that is set to false, but a lot of times we're just going to use like a while true, and you can just control it that way. Again, we've already seen how to control things with increment and decrement. All right, so let's just do one more loop here for our example. And this time, let's go ahead and do a while. Let's do true. And in here, let's go ahead and move, instead of the initial input line being outside, we're going to put it inside. So num equals int input, quote, please enter an integer, then we can have it do whatever we wanted that program to do. So for example, I could have it say like num is equal to num plus 1. And theoretically, I could have also, just like how we had nested if-else statements, we can nest another loop inside here. So maybe I have the num in here, and I'm going to say while num is less than 100, num equals num plus 5, print num. Then maybe num equals num plus 5 again. And then we could just have something to exit loop. If like let's say the person types in a different number. So if they type in a number, let's say if num is greater than, say 100, or greater than or equal to, then we could just have it go ahead and break. And I think that looks like a good program there. All right. So let's go ahead and run module. Okay, please enter a word. So let's go ahead and type shut down. So we skip that loop. Please enter an integer. So if we enter 5, we get 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 100. And you can see that the program has stopped. Because at this point, num is greater than 100. Now, if let's say I wanted to run this program again, and I typed, let's say, shut down, and I had it do, this time we started right away with 100. You can see that it skips the inner while loop, jumps to this loop right here, or this conditional, excuse me, and it exits the while loop. So that just gives you some more examples of how to handle things with inside loops. Hopefully that gives you some good foundational understanding. And when we come back the next time, we will be dealing with functions.